There is a controversial speech, probably the speech that made the most headlines during day one of the RNC, came from someone named Amber Rose, someone I had never heard of before. Until seriously, I mentioned this to someone that said, "Oh yeah, Michael, you never heard?" Because apparently this gal did some sort of saucy things. But no, I had actually never heard of this woman before, and she was invited to speak at the RNC. I guess she's got something of a colorful background, and she's espoused views that are quite naughty and done things that are quite naughty. But before you pass judgment, just listen to her speech.
My entire family is racially diverse, and I believe the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love. My message to you tonight comes from a humble place. The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president.
Why am I supposed to have a problem with this? Why am I, as a conservative Republican, supposed to have a problem with this? This woman didn't get up there advocating her views that are contrary to goodness and truth and the Republican Party platform. She didn't get up there peddling abortion or something like that. God forbid, that would be awful. I would criticize that. I'd be outraged by that. She didn't do that. She apparently did some saucy photo shoots or something. Okay, she wasn't. She was dressed quite elegantly there. That doesn't bother me. She what? What's the problem? She said all sorts of crazy things about religion. And okay, was she talking about any of that? No. She got up there and she said, "Hey, I was told to hate Trump, and I was told by the media that Trump is awful and evil and racist and terrible, and I believed it. And then I realized it wasn't true. And so I'm telling people who look like me, who do things that I do, who talk the way that I talk, that are not usually part of the Republican base, hey, you're being lied to by the media. Take it from me, someone that you follow." Apparently this woman has 25 million Instagram followers. I don't know what she's doing that I'm not doing on Instagram. She's got more than I do. She's telling those people, hey, vote for Trump. That's it. I'm supposed to be upset by that? I'm supposed to be outraged by that? That's good. I'm glad she's doing that. What do you think this is? What do you think we're doing right now? We're at the Republican Party convention in a presidential year. We're nominating a presidential candidate and now a running mate, J.D. Vance, and we're going to go try to win an election in November. The convention exists to help the candidate win the election. That's it. If this woman, Amber Rose, in any way, if she gets one extra vote for Trump, it's worth it. If she came here and changed the party platform, if she, made President Trump rewrite his platform or something, I guess that could be bad. It's not what's happening. She's just going there and saying, hey, he's a good guy, he's not a racist, the media are liars, vote for Trump. Thanks, that's great. A prominent person who usually wouldn't side with us is doing that? Fine by me, man. You got to put these things in their proper place. We're not here at a philosophy symposium, okay? This is not some academic conference. This is not some kind of purity ritual. We're at a political party convention. We're gonna get people excited about some candidates, and then we're gonna go try to win an election in November. That's it. That's what this is for. You know a thing by what it's for. If we were in a philosophy convention, we might talk about good old Grandpa Aristotle, who recognized that you know things in large part by what they are for. That's what conventions are for. I think this convention is doing a pretty good job of it. It's Prime Week, but instead of giving your money to Jeff Bezos, you should go to goodranchers.com and shop their Prime deals on American meats. You do not want to miss these savings on America's best meat delivered right to your door for 1 week only. Good Ranchers is offering you the chance to save up to $150 when you subscribe. Imagine having top quality, 100% American beef, chicken, pork, and wild-caught seafood delivered right to your door at an affordable price. Good Ranchers sources all of their meat from local U.S. farms without antibiotics or added hormones. Right now, you can get $150 off any box you want to subscribe to. No code needed. I tell you, when I'm away from home, I'm here at this historic event, the RNC, after the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. It is amazing to be here, and I miss, other than my wife and kids, I miss only one thing, and that's my Good Ranchers meat. Go to goodranchers.com, subscribe to any box, unlock their Prime Week savings, up to $150 off. No code needed, goodranchers.com. We have seen the most hilarious example of fake news that I've seen in quite a long time coming out of the RNC yesterday. And it was a video that went around social media of President Trump supposedly falling asleep on day one of the convention.
For Silicon Valley, ever since he got here, he hasn't done anything for the people who he wrote this movie.
The video is cropped very, very thin. You can only see Trump here. You can't see any of the people around him, none of their faces, no one on the floor. You can't even hear what's going on. You're just hearing the commentary from MSNBC, but he's got his eyes closed. So the libs are saying he fell asleep. So there are a lot of confused libs out there, and I'm going to try to explain something, because maybe they genuinely don't know. What President Trump is listening to in that video is something called a prayer. Prayer is when people speak to God, when they contemplate God, sometimes when they ask things of God, when they consider God, really at all. They do that. And it is common during prayer to close one's eyes. And I bet there are a lot of libs out there who don't have any idea what I'm talking about. So in the spirit of charity and education, that's what's going on. Now, I suspect some of the libs who were sharing that knew full well that this was a prayer, and they just clipped it in a silly way to make it look like Trump fell asleep. By the way, he was shot in the head 2 days prior. If the man wanted to take a nap, I don't think anyone ought to begrudge him that nap. But that's not what happened. He was shot. Part of his ear was blown off. The back of his skull was nearly blown off. And then 48 hours later, he was at the convention, and he made a very important point. He said, the convention goes on as planned. No changes. We will not allow them to change this. They really wanted to change the convention by nearly murdering the president 2 or 3 days before he would officially become the nominee. But no, nothing would change. And so he made it there, and he was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And yes, he closed his eyes and listened to prayers. Hey, that was a great clip. Now ring the bell, subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.